Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a VK2801. It's a tier 6 German light tank. It's located on the northeast spawn of Karelia, and this one is under the command of Elirox. This is 2 replays featuring light tanks and Elirox. Well, the 2801 is quite an interesting tank, and there's a fascinating story concerning it. But I'll just go over the details for you straight away. 75mm gun, capable of 110 alpha with standard ammo, penetrating 132mm of armour. With the premium ammo, it'll go through 158mm, and he's got HE rounds as well, capable of 175. Okay, he's gone up to the ramp to the horseshoe, and he spotted a number of the enemies straight away, including a wheelie, an AMD 178B, making his way into the swamp area. It's auto aimed on. He's moving rather rapidly. It might be a bit difficult to get a shot on him while he's going fast. And the rocks that we're just behind are actually going to present a bit of a problem with gun depression. Okay, he's stopped at the ramp. Now he can get a shot. Unfortunately, that one missed. He's gone behind the rock to protect himself from the T-52. And I think the auto aim's working against us here. That's better. It's got a bit of a gap in the rocks here that you can shoot through. Unfortunately, he's sitting behind a rock, and that's why he can't get a solution on him. That enemy Jackson's just gone behind the rock, so we can't hit that guy. Looking around for another target. There isn't any at the moment. Oh! No, just noticed the front of the vehicle's exposed. That HE round did 188. And he got another one in, this time for 77. Can he finish the guy off? There he is. Nicely done! Kills the wheelie. Vermin is dead. I do so hate wheelies. Anyway, getting back to the story. The Germans needed a replacement for the Panzerkampfwagen 2 Ausführung L, which is, you know and love as the Lynx, or Lux, and they came up with 2 designs. In fact, it was MAN, the people who actually came up with the Panther, the VK3002D, or 2M rather. They came up with a design which was known as the 1602, which was a 16-ton tank which is designed to replace the Lux. And they also came up with another version which was a 28-ton tank, and this is the VK2801 that you're looking at the moment. It's very similar in design to the Panther tank. Now he's loaded APCR now because he's going after a Ship 74. Lost sight of him. That's it, auto aims on. Gets his first shot onto target and kills him. Nicely done. But there's an OI there, and I don't think he wants to tangle with an OI because he doesn't really have much armour. 50mm at the front, 30 at the sides and the rear. So not enough to protect yourself against an OI. Now it's a good job he didn't try to engage the OI, because the teammate who did try to go round there and kill him, yeah, he had a bit of a problem. Okay, we were spotted. I think it was the 40TP who saw us. Either that or it was one of the enemy light tanks. And we found the enemy Arty. He's fired his first round in, dodged to one side to avoid a shotgun. And despite the fact we took a round from the enemy A46, he parked himself behind the Arty. He's now ramming him. And this tank is very good at ramming. And he gets the kill. Okay, now he can deal with the A46. Gets his first shot on with auto aim, and is next. I think he's matching that guy shot for shot, but he's got a higher alpha than the A46, and he gets the kill. So that is his 4th kill. Nice little pirouette there. Nice slide turn. I always like it when you do something like that. Handbrake turn, come to a sliding halt and turn around and go back the opposite direction. Okay, enemy tanks up ahead. We've got a Jackson and a KV1S. He puts one round into the Jackson, wipes him out straight away. Go for the KB1S. First shot into the engine bay, sets him alight. Gets another hit, makes him a one shot. Go for the kill. And he gets it. That's his Top Gun. That means there's only 3 enemies remaining. A CS-44 who and the T-78 are the only 2 because they just killed the P-43 Biz on the enemy. So he's just deciding where he needs to go. Well, they're all up in the northwest corner of the map, and I think he was just typing actually. He says, oh wow, thank good, nice. That's good, nice. Okay, so off we go, trying to get the last of the enemies. T-78, because they just killed the CS-44. So he's going to have to move it. 64 kilometers an hour top speed for this vehicle. And they've killed the T-78 before he gets here. So he does another slide turn and stylishly ends his battle. Let's have a look at the results for this one. Here's the end of battle results for Elirox in the VK2801. He got a first class tanker from this game, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, he got 5 exactly, and a fire effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. He picked up a Top Gun from this one, a battle hero medal, because he managed to kill 6 enemy tanks in this game. Couldn't get any high, although I suppose there was the opportunity to go to Radley's, but he would have had to have motored pretty quickly, and he was typing at the time. So yeah, Top Gun's good enough. In fact, that helps a great deal because it means you killed at least 1/3 of the enemy team. In fact, 2/5 of the enemy team altogether. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he was. Well, he didn't get the... in fact, he did get the highest damage in the game. What am I saying? Yes, he did get the highest damage, but he didn't get a high caliber because he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool. 1,714 hit points of damage to Elirox, 1,669 to the T20, and then 1,570 to the Baguette Panther on his own team. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 6, 3 times the next highest score, which was the M18 Hellcat and the Budgie. Both managed to get 2 kills each. Nobody else in the battle managed to get more than 1 kill. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's got the top in that one as well. He's the only player to get over 1,000. 1,047, not enough for an ace tanker, I'm afraid, but it's still good because the next highest scorer only had 898, and that was the Baguette, and 728 went to the Hellcat. He fired 23 rounds of ammunition in this game, got 18 direct hits and 17 penetrations, 1 splash, because remember he was firing HE at that wheelie. 1,714 hit points of damage, of which 558 were at more than 300 meters. So there was some fairly long range shooting in the game, but he was very accurate with that gun. 5 hits for a C, 4 penetrations, 1 non-penetration. I did say this vehicle doesn't have much in the way of armor. In fact, it's positively anemic when it comes to armor, but it is reasonably fast, which means you can get into trouble and get out of it fairly quickly. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 destroyed, and 306 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 20,278 credits, but he did fire a lot of premium ammo in this game, so you can see that here. So after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he actually ended up with a loss of 22,117 credits, but I don't think he'll be worried about that because he did get a good result. 1,047 XP times 2 for the first victory, 3,142 experience points altogether. Now I did say there was a story concerning the 2801, and it was actually down to the fact that although MAN designed the 2801 and it was supposed to be a kind of junior version of the Panther, a kind of slightly smaller one, a light tank to go out ahead of the Panthers and find the enemy and let the Panthers then deal with them. In actual fact, the project was taken away from MAM by Waffenproof, the Waffenamts, I think the organisation that controlled who was actually building which tanks for the German forces, and they took it away from MAN. They gave it to MIAG and Daimler. And they came up with 2 designs, the VK1602 Leopard, which was of course the light version of this tank, 16 ton, actually ended up at 23 tons. And of course this version, which was the 28 ton version, which is only slightly smaller than the Panther. And in the end, they put the decisions to which version they were actually going to build to Hitler. And of course the German forces said, well, we want the lighter version because it's faster, it can get in, get out, and so the crews will be safer. whereas I think Hitler favoured the heavier version, this one. But in the end, he relented and let them continue with the design of the VK1602, the Leopard, the Tier 5 German light tank, but they cancelled the project. And the reason they cancelled it was because I think they were just too busy building Panthers in the end, so the whole project was thrown out, which is a pity really, because this was quite a good little tank. A kind of junior Panther for those who want to play Speedy Gonzales. Yeah, so a decent tank, never produced, never put into production, and it was rejected. So I hope you enjoyed that little bit of information. The next replay is in the Type 64. The second replay is on the north spawn of Lakeville in the Type 64. Oh, he's got Chuck Norris as his commander. Now he's actually in platoon with the Type 64 and the Skoda T25 on his team. You can see it's rolled DuPont. Is that Dew joint? Rolled Dew joint. Duck joint. Rolled up joint. Got it. Okay, trying to work out what his name meant. It's a rolled up joint. Okay, spotted the enemy already. It's a super chappy. Now, as you may know, and I've said it often enough in the past, the Type 64 is basically a Hellcat turret mounted on top of an M42 Duster anti-aircraft chassis. It's basically a Hellcat in disguise, even though it counts as a light tank, which means it keeps its camo qualities when it's on the move. And here comes Victor's tank, who's the other platoon mate. And it looks like they're really going for it. And the Super Chappie's been wiped out. Now most of the enemy tanks, I think they've gone to town, which means the cap is relatively undefended against 3 marauding tanks in a platoon. This is going to be very awkward for the enemy. Okay, there's an M44 just there. The other M44 has just been wiped out. Elirox is going for the Skoda. Lovely, got him out the way. That's his first kill. The other M44 has been killed, and the enemy has suddenly realised, oh my god, our cap's about to be overrun. And it looks like Victor's tank is taking a lot of damage from the enemy tanks, and he needs to get into cover, but he's gone. And now rolled up joint and Elirox are the last two left, but he's got great position here. He can shoot at that box tank, and the box tank really can't see him because he's actually behind the bush. He's all bushed up. Now he might need to poke his head round the corner to get shots on the others, but it's a TOG 2, and I think that's a T-34-85. Yeah, he's getting nice rounds into these guys. It's a 115 Alpha on a 76mm gun. The original Hellcat gun. Oh, it did take a round back, but it didn't actually pen. In fact, I think it hit the rock just in front of him. And the T-34, oh, it's actually, that's a Type 64 there. And he managed to get around into us. He's trying to get a shot on either the 2801 or the TOG. TOG's getting very close to our platoon mate. In fact, actually, I think he's been wiped out. Rolled up joint. And the TOG's gone. There's the enemy VK. And can he get a kill shot? No, he doesn't, but somebody else does. Virtually all of the enemy have been wiped out. There's only 5 of them left. In fact, 4 of them left now. So they've been completely overwhelmed by this attack right down the valley. It worked beautifully. Going for the K2, puts one through the turret, and the kill shot comes in from T-37. That means there's only 3 enemies left, and 2 of those are in the town area. The T-52's the closest. No, I think the T-52's just on that corner. Oh, there's rolled up joint. He must have pulled back. I didn't see him killed, but I thought he disappeared because the TOG was very close to his position. And the T-52's taking a pummeling. Oh, first shot missed. He's trying to escape, but he doesn't get very far because Elirox finishes him off. And that's it. They've done it. They've won the battle. It's all over. Well, that's a really fast battle for Elirox in the Type 64. He managed to get a third-class tanker in that game. He got a Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemies, a Fire for effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle, and he got a Confederate medal because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else in his team, at least 6 tanks which were subsequently taken out by other teammates. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he was. He didn't get the highest damage in... What am I saying? Yes, he did get the highest damage in the game, but he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he didn't get the high caliber. 1,468 hit points of damage went to Elirox, 1,346 went to Rolled Up Joint, and Victor's tank, the third member of the platoon. Unfortunately, he only got 302 hit points, but he went out in front of so many enemy tanks. They were all able to fire at him at the same time, and unfortunately, that was the end of his game. So, when it came to kills, again, it's the T-37 who's got the... Well, I shouldn't say again, because he didn't get it in the first place. He got the highest number of kills in the game with 3. 2 kills went to Rolled Up Joint, also to the T-34-85 and the SU-100. I'm afraid Elirox only got the 1 kill out of that one, but I suppose he did get the highest damage. And when it came to base XP, it was the T-37 again who got the highest with 882, 874 went to Rolled Up Joint, and 755 went to Elirox. And Victor's tank, well, he got 583, so he wasn't too far off. 18 shots fired, 14 direct hits, 13 penetrations, damage of 1,468 hit points, all of it at close range. 5 hits received from the enemy, all 5 shots penetrated. I'm afraid the armour on the Type 64 is very, very thin indeed. In fact, much more thin than the VK2801. It's only got 25.4mm of armour at the front of both the hull and the turret, and 12.7mm at the sides. So, yeah, just about any shot that hits it's probably going to penetrate. It's only enough armour to actually stop machine gun bullets from going through. So he received 5, yes, I've mentioned that bit. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 killed, and 137 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 29,851 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply and consumables, took away a profit of 19,929 credits. 755 XP times 2 for the first victory, 2,266 from personal missions, 340 for this being a premium vehicle, and 170 for playing in a platoon, 5,042 experience points altogether. He says platoon with Clan Valley rush that worked. Well, yes, it did work. It worked beautifully because the enemy was overwhelmed. They didn't have enough forces in the valley to protect them from this sort of attack. It's a wolf pack, basically. You just go after the enemy in such a way so furiously that they cannot stand. Tanks get taken down one after the other, and it was only the fact that his platoon mate Victor's tank actually went out in front of the enemy that enabled them to get him. But I was very surprised, actually, that Rolled Up Joint wasn't killed during that game. And he actually came up from behind. He must have darted back into the valley to save himself from that TOG and came back behind us to support us during the final cleanup. So, really good battles by Elirox. First in the VK28 run on the Karelia map, and followed up with a Type 64 game on the Lakeville. I hope you enjoyed both those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.